Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to another video. A while back we made these Crazy for Pearls earrings, just a few days ago. And I made these to go with the Crazy for Pearls necklace. And the Crazy for Pearls necklace, which I posted on Facebook, is actually Victorian Chic on my YouTube channel. It's just that I've just replaced the beads with pearls. It's exactly the same. A few of you have requested that I make a separate video using the pearls, so I'm happy to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me give you your materials list right away. Okay. So what you're going to need for this necklace is you're going to need some 4mm pearls, and these are Swarovski white pearls. And I'll put the amounts in the description box because I don't think I have the amounts right with me at the moment. I'll take a look and see if I do. No, so I'll just, so you know, it's on, you know, I'll put it in the description box so you'll have it. I think they're over, I don't know, 100 and something on there. You're going to need some 3mm bicones. Now on this necklace I used the 3mm Crystal Autumn 2X Swarovski crystal 3mm beads, and that's this one, or they're dark gold. I'm not sure which one. I'm not exactly positive, but I don't have any of those left, so I'm using the these Preciosa 3mm crystals, and they are Valentinite, and they are bicones, and they're beautiful. See, I'm using Valentinite. Let me pop this up a little bit. I'm using Valentinite on the drop here and on this part of the necklace, so they'll just be just fine. You don't, you know, if you want to order the others, I'll put those in the description box as well. You'll need some Heishi beads, and the Heishi beads are, I'm going to pull this out so you can see. Put these back. Okay, these are the Heishi beads, and these are silver hematite. You can use 11O delicas or 11Os. I think they look just as good. You don't have to special order the Heishi bead. I just happen to love playing with these beads. I absolutely love that bead, so I have a lot of them. You're going to need these 10.5 by 7 crystal Valentinite Preciosa crystal pear-shaped beads. Now when I did the earring video, I went over, you know, these beads in great detail and excitement, so I'll just, you know, I'm not going to do that here. And then you're going to need the Swarovski, I think it's an 11 by 8 white pearl, and it's a pear shape, and it's a beautiful, you know, as I was saying on the earring video, it's a beautiful pearl. I only have a few left, so I'm not going to make the whole necklace, but I will make enough of it so that you will know exactly where everything goes. You're going to need a 4mm bicone, and I'm using the Preciosa crystal Valentinite check bicone, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's in, you know, it's right here on the ends of the necklace, this part. I'm going to use an 8mm crystal Valentinite Preciosa check glass round, and this is called Rich Cut Round, and it is a beautiful bead. It's got lots of facets on it. It's really pretty. Or you can use any, you know, on this one I used a I think that's a Silver Night, might be, or a gray Swarovski 8mm round, but I love the Preciosa. It's just gorgeous. And you're going to need some size 15O seed beads, and these are dark gold. Okay, so that's, you're going to need a beading needle, size 10, and you'll need at least, I would say, put that there. You're going to start with a wingspan of Fireline. So here's your Fireline. Okay, so that's what you're going to need. So gather up all your goodies, and we'll get started on this necklace. Okay, we're back. So I've threaded a size 10 beading needle with well, you want to thread it with an arm span of fire line, 8-pound fire line. I have less, so, just so that I can stay in frame while we're making this. So if you want, you can put a little stop bead at the end. I'm looking for a little stop bead somewhere. You usually have a little bead hanging around on your table. So here's a stop bead. I'm going to go up the bottom of the bead, pull it through. I'm going to leave about a 12-inch tail. Now you have a choice here. At the end, we're going to put the Preciosa 4mm bicones. And that's where we're going to adjust the size of our necklace, because we're going to do this whole part first. So I'm going to do the pearl part first, and then, you know, we can adjust for the size if you want to make it bigger. This is 17.5 inches, 26 boxes. If you want a 17.5-inch necklace, which is pretty standard size, or you need it longer, make more boxes. Okay, so I have 26, so I think an even number of boxes is a good way to go. I'm going to leave a long tail, maybe about 12 inches, and I'm going to use it to put this on at the end. You can just leave a short tail and put this on separately. Sometimes that's a really good idea, because if something breaks here, you don't have to redo the whole necklace. So adding it separately is a good idea, but either way, I think it's fine. It's a pretty strong necklace. Okay, so this is our sequence we're going to put on the needle. We're going to start this pearl sequence first. Okay, so we're going to put on the needle a Heishi, or the seed bead, you know, 11/0, a 3mm, a Heishi, a pearl. Come on, you pearl. There you go. A Heishi, a 3mm, a Heishi, or 11/0, and a pearl. Sometimes it's hard. Oh, there you go. Sometimes it's hard to get these pearls on. There we go. It's giving me a little hard time. Okay, put those on. Then put on another Heishi, another 3mm, another Heishi, another pearl. Come on, you guys. Okay. A Heishi, a 3mm, a Heishi, another pearl. Drop those down, and this is what you have on your needle. Okay? All right, drop those down to the bottom of your stop bead. Now going around and up through the tail end, where the stop bead is, go up through all your beads. You know, if you have to go through a few at a time and then a few more, that's fine also. So here we are. I've gone through a few. I'm going to go through a few more. I want to pass my stop bead. So I'm coming up to the stop bead. Okay, pull those through. I'm going to go, here we go, I'm going to go past the stop bead. Keep going around a little bit. Go through the next set of beads. Okay, here's my stop bead, which pulled down a little bit, but that's okay. I'm going to come right up through that little pearl on the side. Okay, so this is my first unit. Okay, so now for your second unit, you're going to take a Heishi, a 3mm, a Heishi, a 3mm, I'm sorry about that, a pearl, little pearls are fighting me today. They don't want to get on the needle. There you go. Then a Heishi, 3mm Heishi, pearl, okay, a Heishi 3mm Heishi and a pearl, okay, and then you want a Heishi, a 3mm and a Heishi. That's what you have on your needle. Oops, there you go. You're coming out of this pearl, the top of this pearl, go around through the bottom of that same pearl. Okay. All right. I'm just going to move this out of the way for just a minute because I just don't want, it's a little distracting. Okay, so sew around your unit. Till you get to this outside pearl. There. And go down through the pearl. These little pearl holes are tough to get through sometimes. Okay. There. So those are your first 2 units. Okay, they're a little wonky at the moment, but they'll straighten out and be beautiful. I'm going to come in just a teeny bit, just so you can get a good look at the unit. So I'm going to do that 26 times for the 17.5-inch necklace. That's what we're going to work with. Now I'm going to make mine a little smaller because I don't have enough pearls to go around, but I will, we'll do everything just on a little smaller scale. Okay, so keep doing that. Do it for 17.5, as I said, do 26 boxes, and then meet me back here and we'll start the next part. Okay, we're back. So we have 26 boxes. I don't have 26 boxes, but you have 26 boxes for your 17.5-inch necklace. So come in, or more boxes, depending on, what size you want. So come for the 17.5-inch, come in to the 8th box. So count in 8, and at the 8th box, now I'm going to pretend I'm on my 8th box. I want you to thread another needle with about a wingspan of fire line. Come in to the box where you want to start your drops. Go through the pearl at the bottom of that unit. Okay, just pull it in. Got a little tail coming out. I want you to put on your needle a Heishi, a 4mm, a pearl, a Heishi, a 4mm, bicone, a Heishi, a pearl, and Heishi. So this is what you have on your needle. I want you to, you've just slipped your thread through before you put the beads on through this pearl. Skip over to the next pearl of the next unit, right there, and go through. Okay? Give that a pull. Don't pull them through all the way. Make sure your tail is still on there. This is why it's forgiving you, because you can always add another box on if you want to, or another sort of V shape if you wanted to. So that's what you're going to do right there. So you can have, that's going to be your first little V where you're going to add the drops on. So that's this little V, if you can see it right there. See? Okay. So then put the same thing on your needle. I want to make sure I've come out of the pearl. Yes. A Heishi, a pearl, Heishi, a bicone, Heishi, a pearl, and Heishi. Okay, same thing. I want you're coming out of, you can leave it on the bead mat and come in a little bit. Okay, so you're coming out of this pearl, this unit. Okay, I just want you to hop over to the middle pearl on the bottom of the next unit, like so. See? So you're just gonna, and then you're just gonna pull. And that's gonna give you your next little point where you're going to attach the drops. Okay, so you have two. So now go on and do that until you have the number of drops, you know, these are the drop connections, let's say, that you want. I did on the 17.5, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we did 11. I'm going to check that again just to make sure. Off camera, I'm going to count them. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and you can always add, you know, or subtract beads, you know, these little units, because you have this little tail here. You know, you can make one more unit. Okay, so keep going on that way until you get the amount of little units that you want on there, and then meet me back here and we'll work on getting some of those drops on. Okay, we're back. So we've got on our little triangles to put our drops on. So now we're going to work with some 15-0 seed beads, some Heishi beads, the pear drops finally, and the crystal drops. So we're coming out, you've determined the, you know, the number of drops, you know, of little drop connections, these little triangles at the bottom that you want on your necklace. So you're coming out of this pearl. So now I just want you to go around the unit. Just want to position our needle in a place where we can put the drops on. And this sort of reinforces this edge a little bit. So come down, come through the, you're coming through the pearl, come through the Heishi, the 3mm, the Heishi, the pearl. So we're going around the unit. Okay, did I miss a bead? Let's see. No, okay, there. All right, so you see we're on that unit. Come through the top of the unit. Oh, I have to sort of turn this a little bit in order to get it in, but you just come through the top of that right angle weave unit that we're attached to there. So come across the top. Okay, come down through the two. The Heishi, the 3mm. The Heishi, go down the pearl. You're just sort of making a circle. And then I want you to come through here and come out that Heishi bead. Don't come out the pearl. Okay, so we've kind of maneuvered our thread, so we're coming out this. I want you to go down one more. I'm a little tight here. Heishi bead. So you're right next to the pearl we're coming out of. We're just coming out of the Heishi instead of the pearl. Okay, I guess you could have done that without reinforcing, but you know, sort of reinforces the end a little bit. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take 5 15-0 seed beads, 4, 5, Heishi. I didn't put mine quite the right order. I want you to take the crystal, 3 15-0s. I drop that down. Okay. We're going to go up past the 3 15-0s, through the crystal and through the Heishi. Give it a pull. Make sure you have a nice little picot at the bottom there. Let me come in a little bit. And then I want you to add 5 more 15-0s. 5. I'm going to have to pick this up for a second because I want to hold it sideways. It's a little easier for me to hold it this way. So I'm just going to come back around the pearl. Come on, you little pearl. Okay. And see, you have your first drop on. So you're coming out of the pearl, continue down through the Heishi, got that? Through the pearl, and through the Heishi and the 4mm bicone. So I'm going to put this down now so you can see that you have your first little drop on. Okay, so that's where your first drop is going to go. It looks a little wonky at first, but it will all straighten out and be just gorgeous. Okay, so then I want you to add 5 seed beads. Heishi, one of these big pear, gorgeous pearls. 3 seed beads. Let those drop down. Come through the, skip the 3, come through the pearl. Come on, pearl. This one's got a pretty small hole. Okay, and the Heishi. Okay. Get through that Heishi. Make sure you don't go through a seed. Okay, there you go. Pull. Let's pull it so it's, you know, so there's no thread in between the beads. Take 5 seed beads. These are the 15 O's. You're coming out of this 4mm bicone. Go back through it, just the bicone. A bit of pull. Go up the Heishi, the pearl, the Heishi. I'm just setting you up for the next drop, and then through that pearl. Okay, so that's what you have. So you're set up for your next, your next drop, and you've got your first 2 drops on. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 5. Do it again. These are 15 O's, a Heishi, a crystal, 3 15 O's. Slide those down. Okay. Come up. Skip the 3 15 O's. Come up the crystal and the Heishi. Give it a pull. Take 5 15 O's. That's an 11 O. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. You are coming out of this pearl. I want you to go around the other side of the pearl. These pearls are a little tough to get into. You can do it. Just go through, give it a pull, and that's going to put your next bead in line. So now you have 3 beads in a row, and some are above. That was a little wonky at the moment, but it'll straighten out. And some, and you've got the, so these are the crystals are a bit above, and the big pear is a bit below. So it's because it's attached to a bead below. So you're coming out of that this 4mm pearl. Just go through the Heishi, the 4mm pearl, the Heishi, and the 4mm bicone, and repeat. Okay, so we'll do one more. So every time you're coming out of the 4mm bicone, you're going to add one of these big bulbous pearls, and every time you're coming out of a pearl up here, you're going to add the crystal. So 5 seed beads, Heishi, a pearl, 3 seed beads, 2, 3. Okay. Skip the 3 seed beads, go back up the pearl, and just the Heishi. Pull. Make sure you get your little picot. That's not quite picoed. Just make sure you get that, because sometimes if you don't get that picot in properly, it's not gonna look good. Take 5. Seed beads. It's 15 O's. I'm going to pick it up. I'm coming out of, see, it's coming out of this 4mm. Go through the Heishi. I'm sorry, go through the 4mm. On the other side, just come through like a circle. These are fighting me a little bit today. Just, you know, some days they're just not cooperative. So just go around that bicone, okay, and pull into place. So this is what you have. All right, so this is what you're going to do all along the bottom edge of your bracelet until you get to the end of your little triangles you put on, and that's going to be your whole, you know, that's going to be the big part of your necklace. Okay, so continue on in that manner, and I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So because I'm running out of beads, I just wanted to show you at this point. This is what you're looking like. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this down for a second, and this is what you should actually look like. You should have a certain amount of, let me pull out a little bit of beads here. I have 11. You may have more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the ends, and we're going to make this part. So if you put your necklace around right now with just the beaded part, if it looks good and you're happy with it, and you just need to put the clasp on, this is what we're going to do. So you can even adjust the amount of right angle weave units at the end. I have 3. That's how it made my 17.5-inch necklace. You can do less or you can do more. That's where it's, you know, easily adjustable right over here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the piece I was working on, and here I've got the end of my thread. And then I didn't say anything, but before all that, when you've got your last drop on, and it will be a most likely, if this is the way you've done it the way I did, it'll be a crystal, but I just want to show you, just go around, and I want you to tie some knots. So just go around the beads a bit, and you know, get up to the top. It's a great place to tie knots around the top. That way you're not racking out or making, you know, changing the way things sit. So just run around your beads until you get to the top. Go through a few beads, pull your needle through, do a little half hitch right here. As usual, I'm running out of thread a little bit, but I can get one half hitch in there. So make sure you make sure it just goes right around your bead and not over your bead. Okay, well that's going to go over my bead, but so there we go. So put a half hitch knot there, and do it all along the top. You're going to have more thread left than I do. Do it all along the top as much as you can, and you can put as many knots as you want on the top, because the top is, we're not going to go through the top again. So instead of messing with knots here, just, you know, do all the knots around the top. Okay, so we've got our thread and a needle left on the end. And if you don't have a needle on that tail piece you left, then just put one on. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our 4mm bicones and some Heishi beads and some 15-ohs. Okay, so here we have all those right here. And we're going to do a little right angle weave. So you're going to take, just look at the other one, just make sure I'm doing this the way we did it before. Okay, you're going to take a Heishi, a 4mm bicone, Heishi, 4mm bicone, Heishi, 4mm bicone. Oh, I've got two in there. There. 4mm bicone and a Heishi. So you want 3 of the 4mm bicones and 4 of the Heishis. Just you're coming out of the bottom of the pearl right there. Go through the top, come around, and that makes our first unit. Go through, come up, and you can reinforce this unit. I'm not going to do it, but you can go around again, but come out of this unit here. I pull in a tiny bit. Okay, so you're coming out of this unit. Heishi, a 4mm, Heishi, 4mm, Heishi, 4mm, Heishi. You're coming out of the top of this 4mm, go underneath and come through the bottom. Okay, now just do, you know, just sew around till you get to the till you get to the side 4mm. So I'm just sewing around, just move it around to where it's comfortable. So I've got it sewn around like that. So now I have 2 units on. I'm going to put my 3rd unit on. Heishi, 4mm, Heishi, 4mm, Heishi, 4mm, and a Heishi. I'm coming out of this bottom, this 4mm from the bottom, going around the top, pulling through. So now I have my 3 right angle weave units. So I'm just going to sew through the outside till I get to the outside 4mm. See? Let's these up a little bit. Just want to show you what I have. So see, that's the end of the necklace. And I'll show you, you know, on the other one. See? It's the end of the necklace. So here we go. Alright, so now I want you to take, and I keep looking at the other necklace just to make sure I'm getting you right here. Okay, I want you to take a Heishi, and I'm going to count how many seed beads we put on there. We did 6. Now for some reason I used the darker, I used the Hematite seed beads, but I'm going to use these because I have these on the rest of the necklace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm going to take my cool Preciosa round crystal, which I love. Okay, 3 little seed beads for your picot. Bring that down. Okay, skip the 3. Just every once in a while I just check back on the other one just to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, so I want to change something here. I'm sorry about that, but it's bugging me. So take off the 3 and this little bulbous guy there. Put on a Heishi or Heishi after your, what did we do? We did one, we did 2, 4, 6. Okay, so put on a Heishi. Then put on your round bead. Okay? Got a knot over there. There you go. Put on your 3 seed beads. Skip over those, go back through the crystal and the Heishi. Okay. I want you to pull that down. See how I've got a gap? Just pull it down until you get a nice picot at the end, just like so. And then I want you to take, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a Heishi or Heishi, and I want you to go through the 4mm on the bottom. Okay. Now I want you to, so there's your clasp. Go up the Heishi, the 6 15 O's, go through the picot, so you have to go through each bead of the picot, come back down, okay, go through the 6 seed beads, and what I want you to do here is I want you to take a 3mm, where could they go? My little 3mm, your little 3mm bicones, and I want you to put one right here in between this Heishi and this Heishi, and go through, start going through that right angle weave unit. And that's going to sort of sit right in there, and it's going to strengthen this end really nicely. So come around the unit, okay, come around the unit. I want you to come out the Heishi before the Heishi, okay, take a 3mm, go through the Heishi and the 6 beads again. That way you're giving this a nice tight fit here. Okay, so there you have, sure that one, oh there you go, okay, I was wondering why that didn't pop in. So go around your bead, the end bead, so through the Heishi, the bead, go through the picot. I'm not going to do that because you know from here where to go. Go through the picot, come back down this, like this cool bead here, the Heishi, go down here, come across, tie a few knots right there on the top, and then you're done with that end of the clasp. Okay? So get that done, and then we'll do the other end, and we'll be done. Okay, we're back. So I've done the 3 right angle weave units at the end, or as many as you need. You might need more or less. And then I'm going to put on the other end of the clasp. So I'm going to take a Heishi, let's see, a Heishi, I'm going to take 6 15 O's, okay, I'm going to take, at this point on the other one I had a pearl, so I'm going to put the pearl on. You can actually put if you want the clasp to be really, to be all bicone, you could put the bicone on, or you can do it like I have it and put the pearl on. Just going to stick the pearl on. But before I put the pearl, see, as I did before, you want to put your 6 seed beads, okay, the Heishi, then the pearl, okay, the pearl, come on you, then the Heishi. So this is what I have. I'm going to bring those down, okay, and then I'm going to put a number of seed beads. I think it's about 28 or 30. This looks like a little bit bigger bead at the end than my Swarovski crystal. So I'm just going to put on 28 or 30. That's 10. I know this is kind of the tedious part, but you know, it's part of the it's part of the class. We have to do it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. And I'm going to do another 10. Okay, so there you have 30. Come back around through the Heishi, to the pearl, the Heishi, give it a pull, put on 6 seed beads, come and a Heishi, or Heishi, come through the 4mm, okay, and then remember we're going to reinforce. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I'm sort of running out of thread a little bit, but you go through the whole thing, go through your well, I'll see if I can get through. It's, again, like I said, this is the exciting part of beading, is if you running low on thread. And of course you will not be running low on thread because I'm making sort of a, you know, an abbreviated version of this. So my thread is not going to be as long. You know, when I made the whole necklace, you know, I gave myself plenty of thread to work with. So just come down all the seed beads. Make sure I stay in frame for the end. That's usually where I end up going out of frame. So I'm going down through all the seed beads. Okay? I'm going to go through the Heishi, the pearl, the Heishi, okay? Come down the Heishi pearl. Come down the Heishi, the 6 seed beads. You can't do them all at once, just do them one at a time. And I want you to come out that Heishi, sort of pulling that Heishi over a little bit. Because we're going to put that little 3mm, see, I'm running out of beads. So we're going to take that little 3mm, we're going to go through the Heishi, between those two Heishis, I'm going to pop that in there. Okay? Come through the Heishi and the 4mm. We're coming up the Heishi, the 4mm, and you want that little Heishi on the side if you can't get it in one pass. So you're coming in between those two Heishis, like so. And then we're going to add the 3mm between the two. See, you're coming out of a Heishi. Go up this one, and then go back up your 6 beads. And I'm not going to make it through, so I don't have enough, and pop that into place. Okay, so then you're going to go through the Heishi, the pearl, the Heishi, and through the seed beads again. If you have to switch to a bigger needle, I'm such a 10 fan that I try to use a size 10 needle with everything. Okay, I'm just going to stop at that point. You're going to bring it around, come down. So bring it around, come down, and then make your knots along the top. So here's my sort of, let me move my beads out of the way. So this is this is the one, that I ran out of beads, so I couldn't make the whole thing, but you see here are your ends. Okay, here are your ends. I'll put this one up here and we'll pull out the exact same one, only completed and looking much better. Here are your ends. On these ends, as I said, I put, let me pull out, I put hematite beads. I don't know why I did that. Maybe because I had this gray pearl, this sort of gray 8mm, but I love this. I totally love that that Preciosa 8mm rich cut. It looks so great, even with the, you know, the dark gold seed beads, the 15-0s. So there's your necklace, okay? So for all of you who wanted the necklace, there it is. Very easy. Shouldn't have any problems with it. Here are your earrings. Here's your little set. We'll work on a bracelet one of these days. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun making again. I wish I could have made a whole one. I do have the gray beads, so I will make it in gray, but I thought maybe you would want to see it in the same colors, you know, that I had made it originally. So I just thought I'd do a small one. So I will do a gray one and put it up on Facebook. Now I'm going down to have some snacks, some coffee, and some yummy snacks that my sons brought me last night from, they went out to dinner last night and they brought me some fondue, dessert fondue home, which was so sweet, so nice that they did that. Of course, you know, fattening, but I don't care. I'm going to eat it anyway. Anyway, here's your necklace. I hope you love it. I hope you have fun making it, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.